my life. I started
and building a personal brand business is all.
Okay, let's start
What
with
are people raving about? How can I do more of that?
our culture, this instant gratification.
I'm going to do this. It's attached to the meeting, so we remember who agreed what.
Part 3 of this framework is to create raving fans.
Get asked, am I Hawaiian? Because
Hey there, Shakers. Welcome back to another episode of Worth Your Salt, the podcast where we share real med spa and wellness marketing success stories to help you market and grow your practice. I'm Jennifer Orqua, author of Get Found, Get Booked, which I wrote specifically to support med spa owners and wellness practitioners. Over the past nearly 3 decades, my team and I have tested, iterated, and figured out what it takes to market and grow so you don't have to. Now I'm here to help you apply the marketing systems that truly work. At Salt Marketing, we're all about helping med spa owners and wellness practitioners like you build trust, authority, and a nonstop flow of clients. So if you're ready to take your practice to the next level, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Now, if you're a med spa owner, you've probably been told that growing your audience on social media takes time, consistency, and usually a decent ad spend. You've probably heard, and we even say this ourselves, that organic social media is great for brand building, but for sales, not so much. But what if that's not entirely true? What if with one simple strategy, where we've seen local med spas accounts with just a couple thousand followers generate over 60,000 views in a single month, increase their reach by more than 60%, drive a significant lift in website clicks, and even gain hundreds of new followers in just 24 hours, all without spending $1 on ads? We've seen profile visits jump by more than 50% and overall activity increase by over 40% in just 30 days. Now, if you've been listening to Worth Your Salt for a while, you know we don't usually focus on marketing tactics. At Salt Marketing, we believe that real sustainable growth comes from strategy and building a system, something that works together to attract, convert, and retain your ideal clients. But every once in a while, a specific campaign or offer performs so well within that system that we have to stop and share it. And that's exactly what we're doing today. My guest today is Taylor Perry, our social media strategist here at Salt Marketing. Taylor and her team manage social media for med spas and wellness practices across the country, helping them grow through intentional, relationship-driven content. She actually got her start years ago building engagement and driving sales as a Beachbody coach, then went on to lead social media and content creation for multiple corporate brands. Now at Salt, she focuses exclusively on helping wellness practitioners grow their audience and their business through ethical, genuine, and real engagement. Taylor, welcome to Worth Your Salt.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
So Taylor, when people hear Instagram giveaway, they usually think fluff, like they're thinking that this is a gimmick, but you've seen some pretty real results. I'm hoping you could share with us 1 or 2 examples that really surprised even you.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our med spa clients recently was hosting a giveaway, and this is an account with less than 1,000 followers. And she's seeing consistently like 6,000 to 7,000 views doing a giveaway in March. She knew the services that people liked the best and what financially made sense for her and her practice. And she just got a lot of engagement, a lot of followers from that. It was really successful with such a small account. Like, I just love seeing that.
Yeah. And I love the fact that we're talking about accounts that aren't huge, local med spas with a few thousand followers. So what kind of growth are you actually seeing from these giveaway campaigns?
Yeah, basically everyone is like a local, small-ish office. The best example of this that I can think of is a med spa that's somewhat local to you. They've got a little over 2,500 followers right now. But when we started with them, they had barely 1,200. And at the start of their most recent giveaway, I think they had just under 2,300 followers. And you know, social media can just be so flippant. Like, people come and go as they please. They're watching what they want to watch. But they've kept those solid 200 plus followers since the giveaway has ended. Now they're kind of a special case to us, just because our social media strategy for them overall is just really, really successful. Like, they have a local, super loyal client base that just continues growing with them because of word of mouth and honestly the way that they run their socials. We could probably have an entire other episode about that, but yeah, I mean, people follow, for instance, like for a giveaway, and then they just stay for them because they actually love what they're doing on social media.
Yeah, and I know they use a lot of humor, and they've grown to 3 locations while we've been working with them. So, you know, I think that there's been a lot of growth overall, not just on their socials. But a lot of business owners try giveaways and they feel like they attract the wrong audience or they get 0 ROI on a giveaway. Why do giveaways often fail? What are people doing wrong?
Yeah, honestly, I would say that it's either A, they're not actually like marketing it, or B, they're not talking about it elsewhere. So like their newsletters, their emails, their websites, is it hanging in their office? Like, or it's the wrong product or service. Like, I understand financially you have to do what makes sense for you. You can't just be giving away like a ton of stuff, but you do need to offer something that people actually genuinely want to win. Like, Well, it might not cost a lot to you if you just want to like offload some product that you have. Just an example, freebies, stuff like that. Do people actually want to win like a trial size bag of skincare products that you have? Probably not. Or do they want that hydrofacial that they just haven't splurged for yet, or that syringe of filler that they just haven't pulled the trigger on for themselves? Like, you just have to do the right product or the right service that makes sense for your audience.
Yeah, and having a gift of significance or a prize of significance, I think that that's a big part of the success of it, and getting people to share, which is part of the strategy, which we'll get into in a minute. But on the flip side of this, what was a moment that you realized this is more than just like a tactic? It's more than just a gimmick. This actually drives business growth. What metric were you watching that made you think that?
Well, for me, when a small account that's got barely 2,000 followers is consistently seeing like 60,000, 70,000 views on their accounts and hundreds of comments on their posts, like people in the comments are tagging people to win. They're saying, oh my God, I really want to win this. Like, it's not just like robotic with people just kind of tagging here and there. They're telling their friends that they should enter because they love this med spa so much. Like, that's usually the kind of thing that I'm like, all right, we are cooking here.
And so, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of skepticism out there. People thinking there's no way a giveaway could meaningfully impact my practice. What would you say to them?
What's the harm in trying? Like, I know that I'm the social media girl, so I'm looking at the social media numbers a lot, and you're the practitioner. So you're like, how is giving something away going to bring me more clients? Like, why does this make sense for me? So I'm just going to be a little cheesy for a second and say, just think about why you're in the industry that you're in and why you show up to work every single day. Like, I think most people who are running med spas and treating clients, like, you want people to feel good. You want someone to have these subtle enhancements that make them feel a little bit more confident. Like, they feel more refreshed. They are more relaxed. They get a service that is their self-care. That's their me time. Think about how maybe a tired mom, wins that facial or wins that massage or that hydrofacial or that Botox she's been putting off because of who knows what. You get to gift her this service and think of the impact that can have on the people around them. And I guarantee you, if that's me, I'm coming back. I'm telling all my friends, I'm telling my family, I'm like, they did an amazing job. You got to go see them.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly why I wanted to have this conversation, because I think a lot of med spa owners have either written off giveaways completely, or they've tried them once and didn't see results and just assume they don't work. But clearly, when they're done the right way, they can drive some pretty incredible growth.
Yes, absolutely.
So I need to take a quick break right now. But when we come back, I want to dig into how you're actually structuring these, what you're doing differently behind the scenes that's leading to these kinds of results.
If today's conversation has you thinking, I want to try a giveaway, but where do I even start? We've got you covered. Inside our Salted Edge membership, we don't just teach this strategy, we give you everything you need to execute it. I'm talking about a full done-for-you giveaway system that includes a day-by-day checklist, exactly what to do for 14 days, plus 2 full weeks of emails and social posts ready to go. Because here's the truth, when done right, a giveaway isn't just about giving something away, it becomes a powerful attraction and revenue strategy that re-engages your audience, expands your reach, and drives real bookings. And that's exactly what we help you do inside the Salted Edge. You'll get plug-and-play marketing campaigns, automations, content calendars, and coaching, so you can stop guessing and start growing with a system that actually works. And the best part? You can get started for just $1 for your first month. Just head over to saltmarketing.co/edge and take the quick quiz to see if you qualify to get instant access to everything. That's saltmarketing.co/edge.
All right, we're back with Taylor Perry, our social media expert here at Salt Marketing, and we've been talking about the real results med spas are seeing from giveaways, even with relatively small local audiences. Now, I want to get into the part that everyone's probably wondering about. Taylor, can you walk us through how you structure a giveaway campaign for a med spa? What does a typical month look like where you've got a giveaway running?
So I usually recommend one that there's like a few products or services that we're doing for a giveaway. So maybe 2 or 3 product services that each of them are going to run for a week. So I usually will start ahead of time. I'm going to post in stories, like look for something exciting that's coming up next week, post that a few times, remind them to turn on their post notifications, which that's basically like them telling Instagram, like, hey, tell me when this person posts, and it'll give them a notification. And I do that like 2 or 3 times before the giveaway starts so that people are actually paying attention. They're already invested. They're like, what's going on here? And then, so giveaway 1, for example, runs for a week. Again, everybody shares it in their stories. Everybody in your office, you can reshare it to your stories every day for that full week. But again, just to remind them, it's it's ending soon, like we'll post it again, talk about it multiple times throughout that week, and then usually pick that winner Saturday, Sunday, announce the winner in your stories, and then Monday we start again with the next one. And people seeing that like a real person won, it just helps keep building that momentum over and over throughout the week.
Yeah. So you're not just doing one post, one giveaway, you're running these as part of a bigger system. So can you explain how those weekly giveaways kind of build on each other?
Yeah. So the momentum just kind of continues to build because people, like, first of all, they're seeing a real person actually won. It's not fake. It's not a scam. It gives a little bit of that FOMO, like fear of missing out. It makes it more real for them. And the more comments and hype that the post is getting, like the more it kind of just compounds on itself. And I'll probably say this multiple times, but like, if you're excited about it and your team is excited about it and you're talking about it and you're happy to be giving this giveaway, it's going to come through. People are going to see that and they're going to be excited too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Like just building the enthusiasm and that realness, that part of the being part of it. So I want to go back to something that we talked about before the break, which was how do you decide what to give away? I imagine that plays a huge role in attracting the right audience for the giveaway.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to depend a lot on your practice and like what makes the most sense for your specific clients and your finances. But I always tell them, like, I don't want you to lose money or anything like that, but it has to be a service that people actually want. Like I kind of touched on is it free trial size skincare products that are sitting on a shelf that, you believe in? Are people going to be super excited about that? Probably not. They want a service that people are booking a lot, that people talk about a lot, that you see that drives a lot of people. If you have a special going on something, like I always recommend stuff like think about your client, think about what they love, think about what they want and how excited they're going to be to get it.
Yeah, definitely. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's going to eat into your profit. It can be something that's service-based. Like if something that doesn't require an investment in materials or inventory, I think that makes a difference. Now you mentioned, and we talked about this, that these are run entirely organically. There's no ads. So how are you getting that kind of reach and engagement without any kind of paid support?
Social media is a beautiful thing. The way that social media works is views get rewarded with views. So like if Instagram sees this post for some reason is gaining a ton of traction, there's a ton of people commenting on this, there's a lot more eyes on this, they gift you with like, we're going to show it to more people. We're going to show it to more of your followers because clearly people like this. So the algorithm, this is a whole nother conversation, but it's not really timeline based anymore. It's not like you're seeing things as soon as they get posted. It's more algorithmic. So if your followers follow any other med spas, that's the kind of stuff they're looking for on social media. It's even going to show them that more often. So those posts kind of get boosted to even more of your audience.
And what role does email or even text messaging play in reinforcing what's happening on social?
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, there are people that don't spend their day all day on social media. Can't relate.
Who are they? We don't know them.
I know. So that like text message or that email reminder, even if you're doing a giveaway and they knew it was happening because they saw, last week you posted about it, maybe they didn't remember when it started. Maybe they didn't see that first post yet because they're not spending all day on their phone. So those reminders go to those people that they are already invested in you, right? If you have their phone number, if you have their email, they're already probably a client who's seen you, or maybe they haven't seen you in a while. It's just a nice little nudge, like get them to enter it and get them to be excited about it.
And I know we've used email to build excitement even before the giveaway happens, like follow us on social because this giveaway is coming up and that sort of thing. Have you seen a lift in followers prior to the giveaway, just people kind of building that momentum towards it?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes. Yeah.
So when you look at results like increased profile visits, website clicks, and followers, what are the good key indicators that tell you that a giveaway is working?
You just named them all. I check the insights. I see that the views are going up on those posts. When you're logged in, you can see how many people have actually seen that post. You're noticing the followers are increasing. Your notifications are kind of going off and off. The comments are increasing. There's more traffic to the website. Like I see all of that and I'm like, all right, this is a good one.
So how do you make sure that engagement doesn't just stay on social, but actually like turns into real inquiries and booked clients?
Yeah, because the strategies that we have for social media, for, like you said, the email marketing, the newsletters, all of that stuff, it's all promoting different services. It's letting people know what specials they have going on. It's showing the people behind the brand, hopefully. And it all just works together like as this system to increase it all. And of course, you're going to get a couple people who kind of drop off right after the giveaway is over. it's usually a super small amount, and they probably weren't super invested in the brand. They just wanted something for free. That's just going to happen with giveaways. But yeah, for the most part, it's just like the seamless system that keeps bringing people back.
All right, Taylor, it's time for another quick break. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Salt Marketing's Worth Your Salt podcast, where we help wellness entrepreneurs market, grow, and succeed. I'm your host, Jennifer Orqua, and my guest today is Taylor Perry, our social media expert here at Salt Marketing. Taylor works with med spas and wellness practices across the country to help them grow their audience and attract the right clients through intentional, relationship-driven social media strategies that actually convert. Now, if something you've heard so far has you rethinking how you're showing up online, or maybe reconsidering what's possible with your current audience, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, and let us know what resonated. We're back. And Taylor, let's get into how you are actually making these giveaways work, because the results are incredible, but there's clearly some strategy behind it. So if a med spa owner wanted to try this on their own, what's the very first step you'd recommend they take?
Hire a marketing team. No, no, you want to choose what services you think that your current clients most want to win. Like I know I've said that a few times, but what is the most booked service? What keeps people coming back? What's something that you're seeing often that like when a client gets this, they love it. That's like my number one thing. Just think of like services that people are really going to love.
So when you say that, I know we have a lot of clients who also want to launch a new service. They've purchased a new machine, a new laser. They've got other things that they can offer. What are your thoughts on doing something that's sort of unknown as your prize?
Well, you can just be honest about the fact that it's unknown. If you're investing in a service, if you're investing in something like a new laser, something that you don't have the proof of for your own clients, like you don't have your own before and after share, stuff like that, you're educated on it. You know what it does. You know the perks that someone's going to get. So you could be just as excited about the fact that you have this new thing that you want to give away. Like, we have this brand new service. We have this brand new laser. I can't wait to give this to a client and let them see like how amazing this is and why we're bringing this into our practice.
Do you think that's as effective as something that is already known in the marketplace and your clients are already excited about?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, like I said, half of it is you as the practitioner being excited about the thing. Like whatever it is you're giving away, if your clients are already trust you, your clients already know your brand to some extent. So if you're excited about it, they believe in you, they trust you, they know you're the expert. So even if it's something that's a little bit newer, they're going to trust you based on the fact that they've already worked with you before. They've already seen what you can do. So yeah.
All right. So getting back into the nuts and bolts of this, what are the essential elements every successful giveaway needs to include, no matter how big the account is?
Talk about it, post about it, have your team post about it. Choose the services, like I said, either that people actually want, not the swag bags, have the buy-in and just be excited about it. Like that is probably the number one thing. Because if you're just going through the motions and you're like, well, we're going to do this giveaway. I guess this is what I'm going to give away because it makes sense and maybe this will work for us. They can see that. Like, so just be excited, be the face behind the brand that's there, that's showing up, that's, your team is posting about it because they're excited too. Like, I feel like that's just the biggest thing is like having buy-in from your whole team.
And I know we've talked a lot about different strategies for follow-up after the giveaway. So going back in and saying, even though you didn't win, we still want to offer you, X number of dollars off or something that gives the people who didn't win the same sort of excitement and potentially brings them in. What have you seen in terms of like following up after the giveaway?
You can send the text that says like, hey, we chose our winner. If it wasn't you, here's a coupon for 10% off the next time you come in. Or if you're doing a dedicated email monthly or weekly or whatever it is, throw that in that email as well. Like just have people still care and still want to follow. And like I said, they trust you. So if your giveaway is over and they didn't win, offer them a little something like a promo of some sort to just keep them invested.
Yeah. I love that. And we always talk about like discounts, not putting discounts at the front of their client relationship, like rewarding your loyal clients with something that keeps them coming back and really increases that lifetime value. But I want to pause for a second and talk about compliance. And I want to talk about the rules because I know that this is something that gives a lot of med spa owners pause. So how should they structure the entry rules so they actually increase reach and engagement without feeling gimmicky or stepping on any rules that we shouldn't be stepping on?
Yeah. I mean, giveaways are so prevalent on social media now that I feel like as long as you do the basics, which is like, you must be following our account, Number 2, tag a friend who wants to win this as well. And then number 3 is multiple comments mean multiple entries. So that means that someone's not just commenting once and thinking that's their only chance. They're commenting multiple times, which like I said before, comments plus comments equals they're showing it to more people. And like I said, that's kind of par for the course for every social media giveaway. So you're not like asking too much for someone to ask them to follow you and tag some friends.
So you talked about successive weeks and having different prizes. How long should a giveaway run? How often should we, it's sort of a second question, but how often should we be running giveaways to really see consistent results? I assume we could wear out our welcome a little bit there.
Yeah, definitely. So for the first question, like about a week per service that you're giving away or product that you're giving away. And I don't think that you want to be doing this. Like you said, you don't want to overstay your welcome. I don't think this is something that you want to be doing like every single month. You could do it around like an event, for example. One of our clients, actually 2 of our clients, do March Madness giveaways because they love college basketball. They know that a lot of other people do it. You could do it around an event that you're having in your office, like if you're having some sort of holiday party or summer party or whatever it might be. Or another med spa had a giveaway during an event in their town. So they know that a lot of people were going to be walking by their office. And so they had a little giveaway posted on the door, and we posted on social media that said, take a selfie in front of our office. And when you're here for this festival, and we're going to enter you to get a facial. So I say like a few times a year max. You don't want to, like you said, overstay your welcome.
Yeah, brilliant. All right. So I know it's taken some time, different iterations. What are some common pitfalls or mistakes that you've seen that somebody might be able to avoid if they're trying to execute a giveaway strategy on their own?
Yeah, posting and ghosting. So if you post and then you just leave the post alone, you're not engaging with it, you're not sharing it to your stories, you're not super excited about it, like I said before, your team's not participating in it. Like worst case scenario, right? You have like 500 followers and you're just kind of starting to like ramp up your marketing, ramp up your social media. Have everybody in your office participate in the giveaway. Like your social media followers don't know that at Beach Lover 91 is actually the front door, receptionist. They just see the engagement and they're like, oh, I got to get in on this too. I got to comment on this too. So just have everyone participate. And if you don't, that's where I can see things just like not being as successful.
And I know that some of this is DIY-able, but at what point does it make sense for a business owner, a med spa owner to say, okay, I need real strategy and support around this, and perhaps look elsewhere for a team to help them?
Yeah, if social media feels like another full-time job to you when you already have a full-time job, if you don't know where to begin, if you know that you need help with the actual like implementation of it, you don't want to be creating flyers in Canva to do this giveaway, stuff like that.
Yeah. And of course, at Salt Marketing, we manage social media for med spas. We can share with you. We have a whole strategy. We have a how-to guide on how you can run a giveaway. And we'll link everything up for that in the show notes at saltmarketing.co. All right, but Taylor, it's time for our lightning round questions. These are a few quick questions I ask of every guest. Are you ready?
I guess.
All right. First question is, what's something about you that often surprises people? Let's see if I know this one.
I was going to say, you probably do know this, that I work from home with both my kids and I homeschool, and I kind of have like a homestead. Like we have chickens and rabbits and 2 gardens and dogs and all the things.
And soon to be goats, as I hear it.
We'll see.
All right. Next question is, what's your favorite thing about the work that you do?
I mean, besides the obvious, which is like seeing results, it's just seeing clients like lean in. Like, I think it took probably a year for one of our clients to start shooting like the strategy that I had for them, like the behind the scenes content and reels, voiceovers, stuff like that. And now actually they just went viral for like a funny 15-second video that no one even spoke in. So it's awesome to just like see them not afraid to like show up and be there and be like, hey, here's who we are. Here's who you're going to see when you come into our office. Like I love that so much. And it's just been really fun when I get to see that.
Yeah. And I love that you put that out there. That authenticity builds trust like nothing else does. I love that. All right. Next question is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Oh boy. I don't know if it's the best piece of advice, but something that I've been talking to my 5-year-old about in the last couple of days. So it's top of mind. But failing is part of the process. You're gonna fail over and over and over and over before you finally get it right. So don't be afraid of that, and don't let it deter you and make you want to give up, because it's just a part of it and you're gonna get it eventually.
Yeah, I love that. And fail, if you stop failing, then you aren't trying hard enough. So if you haven't failed lately, try something new. I love that. All right. So who's inspiring you right now? What podcast are you listening to, or what's the best book that you've read recently?
Oh boy, I haven't had a lot of time for podcasting and books, but I've been listening to a Bible book club podcast, which is funny because it's really hard to read the Old Testament. And I've been re-listening to this series called Fourth Wing. I don't know if we've talked about this already, but it's about dragons, and I'm a nerd for all of the fantasy stuff.
I have also read those books. They are excellent.
Well, you know that
Very
she's
good.
writing the fourth book right now, so I've been re-listening to that in anticipation for that. Just can't wait.
Very good. I should follow suit. Taylor, thank you so much for joining me today on Worth Your Salt.
Thank you for having me.
I also want to thank you, Salt Nation. And of course, if today's conversation has you thinking, I'm ready to take my marketing to the next level, that's exactly why we're here at Salt Marketing. Our Salted Edge system is designed to help wellness practitioners like you attract new clients, convert them into loyal fans, and finally get marketing that works without the guesswork. If you have a great success story, I'd love to talk with you and share your story. So tell us why you're worth your salt by emailing us at grow@saltmarketing.co. Of course, be sure to subscribe to Worth Your Salt so you never miss an episode. Finally, leave us a review or give the show a handful of stars wherever you get your content. That's all for this episode of Worth Your Salt. Be sure to join me again next time. In the meantime, let's get out there and shake things up.